Breaker 19. Breaker 19. This is the Lump and Reggie Petty Ass Podcast. This is what we do every day, all day, especially on Tuesdays. We got a special edition today. We got Goons Talk, giving our own narrative sincerely. We got two distinguished gentlemen, goons, real goons. And they're going to tell us the ins and out of the state and federal prison system. And then I'm going to enlighten them on how when they come home from the prison system, how we got a road so they can stay out and they can be productive in society. In society, right? Yes. And you could be a civilian now when you come to put your boots on the ground. That's the song. I don't know if y'all know. Put them boots on the ground. And we're going to keep it moving. All right, we're going to start off. I want y'all to introduce yourself. Start off at top, the big fella. Who are you?
They call me Big Nori, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Nori just came home from prison doing 33 years. So, you know. Salute to all my brothers are still locked up, man. 33, baby. God dang. 10 toes down.
30. 10 toes down.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no blemishes?
Wow. Hey, man, no compromise, no compromise, no defeat, brother.
No compromise, no. Oh, what's this dude down in the bottom name? What's his name? What you go by, sir?
I'm Pipe, man. I'm Pipe, man. Everybody know who I am. I got to do no introduction. They know who I am, man. State and federal, man. They know.
Damn, state and federal. Shit. So everybody know you from the state and federal system, but do they know you from the streets?
Come on. That's how I end up in the state and the federal system. That's how they know you. You know how you get it. You know how they get you in there. People gotta know you because they tell on you. They send you to prison.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know how I go.
I know how I go, but you ain't learned your lesson. You had came home and went back. Why?
No, man, you just know, like sometimes, man, you adapt to your surroundings. You adapt to what's going on in life at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I came home, I went to jail when I was a child. So I learned stuff. So when I came back out, I really went back to prison of me trusting people that I thought was my friends. Childhood friends, stuff of that nature. Because I wouldn't have been the police ain't had nothing on me, or there was people in the streets that put me involved in that shit.
Okay.
It wasn't like that. They knew who I was. You know, people make them aware of who you is.
Okay.
But you know, sometimes like you learn, but then when you get out here, you go the best way you know at times, man. You go the best way you know, because I done tried everything. I done tried working route last time. I was doing good for myself. It was just, man, people couldn't stand their own heat. But
right.
I really got railroaded for real because I was charged federal and state with the same charge. I went to jail for the state for the charge and had 3 years spent for time served. So, but 14 months later, the feds came and picked me up on the same charge. Same identical charge and superseded me with the federal case. That's why when you're out there breaking law, you really need to know what you're doing and what you're up against.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't know it's two different jurisdictions. Like you got a state jurisdiction and you got a United States jurisdiction. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with when you in the state, that's just murder. So the feds felt like I ain't received enough time for what they said I did. So by me getting the time in the state, the feds was like, no, we gonna charge him federal with the same thing. Because he really need to be on the streets.
Dang, that's like double jeopardy, right?
It's under two different jurisdictions. I fought that, double jeopardy, all that. One thing about the federal government, they crafty, man. They know how they use certain laws against regular U.S. citizens, and they use it like terrorist law. They use like for them to charge me federal and state, and when I appealed it and try to go in front of the Supreme Court, they use a case against me about a terrorist committing a crime on their soil on a U.S. citizen. So the U.S. was like, the U.S. got the right to charge them for doing something to somebody in the United States on their territory because they're United States citizens. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how they can get charged in their country, and the United States can come and get them and charge them for whatever they did to a United States citizen.
Okay. Hold up that one thought. I need y'all to go on to the podcast on YouTube. Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast on YouTube. We have Goons Talk. We have a federal prisoner that's been released. He's on a podcast right now. And then we have Big Noah Reed that's on from the state that's on the Goons Talk right now. We're on the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast on YouTube. So I think y'all should go over there and engage with us and leave comments up there so you can ask those questions that in case you want to know about what goes on in the federal prison system and what goes on in the state. All right. Can we step over to Noreen so he can and then come back to you, Pipe, so we could figure out how they treating the individuals that's in the state facilities? Since you just came from the feds, you don't know what's going on now. We need to be informed right now what's going on. Noreen, take the floor.
Well, at the end of the day, man, the state right now, if anyone noticed, they've been closing a lot of jails. They're in the process of closing MCIJ now, which houses like 700 people. They don't have no jails to house people. They stacking people on top of people. It's like warehousing for real. And on top of that, they don't have the accommodations as far as money-wise to accommodate everybody. They got dudes in there that's literally on their deathbed. They won't let them go. You know what I'm saying? They got dudes that make parole, but when you make parole, they want you to wait X amount of more months until they feel as like they want to release you. Then you got the guys who are in prison, no programs for real, no vocational programs, like when it was when we first came in, because it was all about trying to get you out and try to get you prepared for going home. But then when Glenn Denny came down there in 95 and said life means life, all that, what the hell, all that went away. They had this mentality, lock them up and keep them away. So that's the main thing. That's what they're doing. They trying to do this called reentry right now. But when you got people at the top saying this is what they want to do, it's not trickling down to the other people. It's not trickling down the system because you got everybody is current in different ways. Like for instance, in JCI, you might have one shift that current one way. You have another shift that current another way. Then you have the midnight shift that current another way. So it's no continuity. It's no structure. It just get it how you live, talk to how they talk. You know what I'm saying? And they think everybody gets high. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a melting pot of destruction for real. And it's sad to say that the only way it might get corrected is if somebody got to get hurt. That's sad to say, but it might have to happen because at the end of the day, they don't believe shit stink for real. They don't know the hollow grounds they're walking on, but they don't understand that if you don't cap this and straighten this out now, it's going to blow up in your face, man.
Yeah. I need y'all to go on to, thanks to my guest, NCB Gang. Thank you for coming on. Beautiful join. Raquel, I need y'all to go to the YouTube page and engage with us. Leave some comments and meet these gentlemen that I have on my panel. I see y'all on my Instagram, but I need y'all to go to the YouTube page and let's talk. Let's get informed of what's going on with your loved ones that you have incarcerated that you need not give up on. Because we need the people that's on the outside to help what's going on in the correctional facility. People are dying that we're not aware of. People are not getting treated right, not getting their medication right. Nori is going to touch on how our same colored people, what is they? I don't know if they Africans, Jamaicans, what are they considered that's treating us bad in the state facility, because you told me that they was under a different guideline. Can you inform me what that really means?
Well, right now, this something that's getting ready to be unprecedented in divisional corrections, right? They get ready to start having officers wear body cameras. The reason why, because too many dudes were getting assaulted in prison, too many cases was getting put on officers because of prior assaults or whatever, right? So they get ready to start wearing body cameras, right? And I was like, damn, like they really starting to treat them like they're the police on the street. But on the same token, how can you have structure when you got everybody who's fraternizing with everybody? They got relationships within the walls, which you're not supposed to have. Officer on officer relationships, not supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? So if you do something to one officer and they got a relationship with that officer, then you're not gonna get no justice because they got a relationship with them. You dig what I'm saying? Then you got the medical situation, whereas though they're not technically called staff, they're contracts, so they carry it how they want to carry it, and staff can't make them really do anything because they're not staff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you get approved for medication, you get approved for consults, you get approved for surgeries and things of that nature, but they're not going. In my instance, I had a situation where though they literally told the jail that I said that I didn't want to go to my consult about my knee. That's bullshit. They never asked me anything. They told me that they was going to reschedule because the ambulance was going to take me. Whole time, there was a lie. So it's no checks and balances. You dig what I'm saying? So they do that all the time. You got dudes that waiting for consults, then they run out because the jail don't take them. It's unfortunate that I came home with I get my medical stuff straight now, which I just came from the doctor today. But what about those that are still left behind, man? You got dudes in there dying, they're sick, got cancer, don't know what's going on with them, and they're not getting the proper medical treatment. You know what I'm saying? And then they feed you any kind of mystery meat in that. They feed you soy, and they feed you high fibrous dyes and high salt dyes, because they want to be cheap and go with this company that got the lowest bid, and the food quality is tremendously low. I used to work in that. I used to work dietary. At one time, the food quality was good.
Is it still Keefy going on there? Thank you for doing it. That's what's me. I need y'all to come over to the YouTube page and subscribe and like and engage with us, because we're informing you of what our people are going through in the prison system. All right. Pike, you want to feed up off of that? You want to say how they treating us in the federal penal system?
Federal prison, you ain't getting no medical assistance, none at all. They ain't doing that at all. Like you gotta really be dying to get attention in the feds. You gotta really be dying. Like they ain't doing none of that. It don't matter what you fill out a sick call. They taking your money out of the account. They giving you ibuprofen.
Absolutely,
it don't matter
ibuprofen all day long.
getting ibuprofen for. Like the medical system is the worst medical. The United States government is horrible, man. Dealing with individuals and the feds, you ain't nothing but a number. So they just collecting money off of you. So if your bill higher than more than the money they gonna get off of you, they not treating you for it. That's how they deal with that. Like,
that's real talk, though. That's real talk.
They don't care at all.
That's every state you go to?
Every state. They all under the same umbrella. They all under the same umbrella, man. Man, the feds so bad, man. Like, man, I had a co-defendant. He had cancer. He was locked up. They sent him home so they wouldn't have to pay for it. They sent him home, and once he got treated, they brought him back in.
Wow.
What?
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Once he got treated for his cancer, they brought him back in. They let him go home.
That's law. That's crazy.
So you saying that he went into readmission, and then when he went in readmission, they brought him back, or they just sent them out
Yeah,
to a
listen.
medical
He went, he went for, he
facility?
went for, he went for bail warrants. He went for bail warrants, right? They kept denying it. Home detention kept denying it, kept denying it. They found out he got cancer. They go back up. They saying they don't want to house him here because he's dealing with it. So when after he go home, stay home for 11 months, went through all the process, the chemo, everything. He was in readmission. They called him in a month later to sentence him. And when they sentenced him, he get 12 years, 11 years. They sent him to Cumberland because his doctor's still here. I mean, it was in Maryland. So they gave him, they basically had him close by just in case anything would happen. You feel what I'm saying? But he had to use his own medical insurance, own everything. The government ain't give him shit. And they supposed to do that when you're in government custody. You feel what I'm saying?
That's one of
They
your
supposed to
rights.
pay for everything. But he
Yeah.
was paying for it through his own medical assistant, his own insurance. They don't care nothing. I've seen people die.
On insurance.
I've seen people die there. Go to medical, they send them back. Go back to medical, they send them back. I done seen people die, man, right in my face. They don't care about nothing.
Right. Now, people, this is the federal. Now, this is sounding worse than the state. If you listening, so we thinking you get it sweet when you go to the feds. Is this you get this? You gonna live this good and high price life when you go in the feds? We don't think that it's worse than the state. If you get any time, we've seen that all the big time people that's in the feds and they getting special treatment and stuff like that. This is what when we on the street and we glamorize. Oh, I got fed time. I ain't got state time. I'm gonna do good and I'm gonna get paid when I come home because they gonna not pimp us like the state does. Is that the way people think when they come in there?
Hey, look,
That's
man,
how I was thinking.
the state pay you more than the Fed.
What?
The Feds give you $575 a month. They ain't
Say
gonna
it again.
give you $5.75 a month. You don't get no money in the
I ain't
Fed.
never know that.
Damn.
The Feds don't pay you no money for no job. The most you gonna get at a number one spot, and you had to be working at that thing for about 3 years, you gonna get $100 a month. There ain't no job now. The Feds and the Feds.
That's
The Feds is tough because everything costs. Everything costs, man. You ain't getting nothing free in the Fed. Nothing. They not giving you nothing. They gonna give you a uniform when you come in that bitch. Some socks, t-shirts, and boxes, brown, all that brown shit. And that's it. You ain't getting nothing else. You gotta find your way in that motherfucker. They ain't giving you nothing. You gotta know how to
so. What
hustle.
about?
What about the food?
Oh, and no, I want to know about the visits. Do they send? Say if your people travel a long way, is it a dress code? How they be sending? You know how and you get in like they was doing out ECI. It was hating on our peoples when they come in there.
Man, it was hating on, yeah, absolutely.
Away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely do that in the Feds. You better have that dress code, right?
Yeah.
If you ain't got that dress code right, it don't matter how far you travel, you ain't getting in. You ain't getting in there.
What's the dress code? What's the dress code?
It's not like the thing like the state. No cut up jeans. You can't wear the same colors as the officer wear. Like it's really the same like the state for real. They warn you, pat you down. Same procedure. They even pat the kids down. Yeah, they checking the
Nori, now let's talk about Nori. Let's talk about y'all still behind the glass? Is it still no touch? I know because they had tablets. We was talking about the tablets. is it making up for the you keeping the violence down from the cell phone? I mean, not the cell phone, the phones that's in it. We keeping the violence down because they got tablets. Did that help getting tablets?
I mean, at the end of the day, they basically say, look, we tab out. We tired of chasing everybody about these cell phones, so they gave everybody a state-sponsored cell phone for real, for real. That's all that is, state-sponsored cell phone. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the state prison is not like it used to be. It's not as violent and volatile as it used to be, right? Because you got a lot of dudes like myself that's on the way out. So our mentality has changed. Nowadays, it's in there. It's guys again. They got this boxing program and everything, right? And it's like the jail now is more geared towards keeping everybody high. If I keep you like, back in the day, if you got a dirty urine, you was gone bye-bye. If you had an episode, you was gone. Now when you get an episode, they bring you take you to medical.
Yeah.
If you gotta go out, you go out, they bring you right back. So it's like they promoting you getting high because they feel as though you high, we ain't gotta worry about you. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's crazy that the brother said that they only paying $5.75 in a state joint. If you ain't working in the shops for real, you're gonna be suffering because the cost of living that went up, and you ain't making no over down there $2 in the state joint. F that. And then if you work sanitation, you ain't even getting that. You getting probably like $20 a month for real. You gotta live with phone, washing your butt, and getting food. So you gotta make a decision. So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, dudes do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So I mean, at the end of the day, man, the whole structure needs to be revamped for real. But you get like the brother said, they don't care because as long as they making money off us, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. We are cattle to them. You know what I'm saying? We're cattle to them. We're cheap labor. And they're going to treat us as such. This is a slave mentality country. And they doing slave mentality stuff. They talk about fair. We don't have no rights. They say we got rights, but where they at? Because you treat us like we ain't got no rights. As soon as we get found guilty, it's like, that's it. You just the blackest part of the community, and it don't matter. And then they try to tell our peoples, oh, they the worst of the worst. Some of us in here ain't even do the crime. You know what I'm saying? Some of us in here because, unfortunately, we ain't had the money or the system crushed us. So we in here because of that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that is not always guilty. So we all suffering at the same plight, man. But the system most definitely is broke, man. It's broke. And you got to really blow it all up. It's broke.
Let me touch on this. I had a problem when I was getting transporting back into minimum security, right? Minimum security was dangerous. Like you said, when I was coming back home, man, the minimum security was off the chain. They ain't had no respect. I don't think they should let us go straight to minimum being around these individuals because they don't have no respect, they don't have no morals. And the dorms, I was in Sykesville. This was the worst, dangerous jail. They was locking the doors on us. And people is going to war in there. You can't even escape. Even if you try to run and get out of the thing, niggas was trying to jump through windows that you can't even get through. I'm like, man, and they was locking these doors on us and wasn't getting reported or nothing, right? I was like, and then like when people had the episodes in the dorms, man, it's just unbelievable that the minimum security is worse than the real system. I don't know if you experienced that during your transition and coming back out, Nori, but I had to stick my head between my tails just to be humble and take a lot of abuse, not physically, but just mental abuse by being in that environment.
Well, when you don't have, again, like I said, man, when the system is broke from top to bottom, and the brother just said that the feds, so the whole division of borough prison or whatever you want to call them, is completely broke. And they ain't trying to fix it because fixing it costs money that they ain't trying to spend. So they get the cheapest labor, the cheapest product, and put it out there, and it is what it is. They feel as though because we got found guilty of a charge that we don't matter. We're the bottom scum of the world. We're the bottom scum of the earth. So we're not supposed to get college. We're not supposed to get good meals. We're not supposed to get education. We're not supposed to get the proper things we need to survive and live in that or medical care like that. Because they like, well, shit, we out here struggling. So why should they get it nice and nice? So that's how they turn. You know what I'm saying? The whole system is broke from top to bottom, from the feds to head. What's crazy is that.
Hold up. Let me. I gotta send people over. I gotta let them know. Acknowledge our people that's on Instagram that we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube tonight. It's a special edition. I'm sorry I ain't let y'all know ahead, but Keisha, thank you for joining us. Kara Ford joined us. Savoy Vente, I know I'm gonna mess you up. That's what's me joined us. Raquel, I appreciate if you go to the YouTube page and engage with us. So you can ask these gentlemen questions that you want to know what's going on with your family members. If you have them in the federal prison system or you have them in the state. All right. Nori, we're going to let Pike go for a minute, then we're going to piggyback right back to you. So let Pike go in. Because Pike, I want to know if they still have, do we have epidemics of the K2 episodes in the federal prison and the box and shit as we do in the state?
Oh, yeah. Man. See, the feds hide, man. People die from K2 every day in the feds.
What?
Yeah, people die every day in the feds. Episodes every day. People hitting bad spots on the paper, going brain dead. The feds not going to broadcast that, though, because they try to cover it up. You feel what I'm saying? But hell yeah. Like you said, like, everybody on drugs. In the feds, everybody on drugs. And then you got it's like a more broader, like, in the state, you got just the counties. In the feds, you got people all over the world. You feel what I'm saying? You're in there with all different types of people, man. All different types of people. From big to small. Like, they just throw you in one pot. I don't give a fuck who you is. I was on a compound with John Gotti co-defendants. I was on a compound with the guy Frank White, the movie King of New York. I was on a compound with the guys from the African dudes that hijacked from Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
I was on a compound with the guy God from M2D. I was on a compound with all them guys, man. They don't discriminate how they doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just like it's all like down south is different from up north. The East Coast, out west, is different. It's different because they had me all over the United States, man. I was in Mississippi, I was in Oklahoma, I was in West Virginia, I was in Pennsylvania, I was in Berlin, New Hampshire. Like, so down south is more black. You feel what I'm saying? Down south ran like how Jessup ran. Up north is ran like how Cumberland ran. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like you got the rednecks up north, you got the black people down south. So it's basically like how the state is. It's like we've been in the state, so we know like Cumberland opposed to MCIJ or JCI. You feel me there?
Yeah.
So it's definitely ran the same way. It's ran the same way. I mean, you ain't got no lot of Africans and all that. You got blacks and whites. You feel what I'm saying?
So for the audience, Pike is saying that all right, we got Cumberland, we got Hagerstown. That's like running. That's like the north. When he said it's north and you got south. Cumberland and Hagerstown, that's mostly white guards, and they treat you a certain kind of way. But from Norris' standpoint, he's saying that the white people gonna give you what you're supposed to get, and they're gonna get you out of there and do that despite when you go to down south with the black people. Whereas though, how did the black people treat you? Let me finish the statement. How did the black people treat you, as you say, Pipe, that they was down south? Did they treat you better than the North guards? And then I'm gonna come to you, Nori, and I want to get your take on you because you follow
Like
what he said.
up north, they know their job. They know their job better. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna do what they supposed to do according to the book. They gonna do what they supposed to do according to the book. And down south, more like they lazy. They lazy. They black. They lazy. But they really not gonna bother you like how the people will bother you up there. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna let you do your time. Long as it ain't nothing going on, violence going on, you basically do your time.
Right.
Up north, you know, the racist shit goes on, but they gonna handle their business because they stick to the books. You feel what I'm saying? They stick to how it's really supposed to go. They stick to how it's really supposed to go. But like right now, right? You got in the federal system, right? Donald Trump passed a law called the Second Chance Act with the CARES Act, the First Step Act, and all that. He passed it in 2018, right?
Second Chance Act.
Yeah, that's when nonviolent offenders they earn days, because in the feds you really supposed to do 85% of your time. But he passed a law where you earn days. You earn 10 days a month, and it goes by your recidivism rate. Your recidivism rate, like if it's high, they saying that's a high chance of you coming back to prison. So you take programs so you can lower your recidivism rate down to low and minimum. So for the search, it go like this: you earn, if you got a low recidivism rate, you earn 10 days a month for 6 months, and then after you.
What's low recidivism rate? We need to my peoples need to understand low recidivism rate, because
a low recidivism rate is that means you got a lower chance of committing a crime and coming back to prison.
Okay.
So when you lower it, when you get it lower, you got to take programs, you got to take classes to lower your recidivism rate. So every 6 months you take these classes and you earn points that takes off your recidivism rate if it's high. It breaks it down to low. So basically with nonviolent charges, anybody with nonviolent charges is eligible for it.
Okay.
But this law was passed in 2018, December.
And it's just getting legs right now.
They just started implementing in 2024 when Trump came back in office.
Right. All right, Big Mike.
So the whole time,
YouTube page, and Drake Christian, can you go on the YouTube page? And I have two gentlemen on here, and we're doing Goons Talk. We're talking about the federal prison system, and we're talking about the state prison system. And he was telling me that we're talking about the second act that was passed in 2018, but it's just getting legs in 2024. And I didn't know it was past that long. Did you know that was past that long, Nori? Back then, because I know you was.
I never even heard about that, right? Like I said, he just said they just passed that in the state, but that's for people who've been locked up 20 years or more, or who got 20 years in, or is at a certain age, right? I think 30 and up, and then you got the ones for the 65 and all that for geriatric, right? So they just passed that, where it's called the Second Chance Act, where they're allowing you. It's from 18 to under 25. So if you got locked up and you was under 25 and you got more than 20 years in, they're trying to give you some rhythm. But the problem is that they got so much of a backlog, they don't have enough lawyers. So it's stagnated right now. And you run the risk, if you go in the jail and you're going there by yourself, you run the risk of not even getting no rhythm because you represent yourself. They're not obligated like they was on the JRA to give you rhythm on this. know what I'm saying? And our jail already was obligated. They said, okay, federal mandate came down. If you was locked up as a juvenile, you got to give them relief. That's not so with the Second Look Act in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? You going at your own risk, whether you got a lawyer or not, and you basically rolling the dice for real. But like what the brother said, it is a distinction of different policies in the prison system because of Cumberland and Hagerstown and all that. They're going to call you a nigga, but they're going to give you what you want. They're going to give you what you're supposed to get. They're going to call you a nigga in your face. Yeah, you nigga, you boy, you all this, but they're going to give you what you're supposed to get because, like he said, they're going by the book. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you more than that, but they're going to give you what's supposed to get. Where it posts you down in Jessup, the region of Jessup, period, they really don't care, man. They'll cuss you out. You go back and forth with them. They bring their problems into the jail. You know what I'm saying? They're not real professional. Then you got the ones who are professional. They really outnumber for real. And then, like you said, I mean, you know, it's a shame where there was no accountability no more. It used to be. Like, count used to clear at a certain time back in the day, and if that count ain't clear, you got your ass rolled up and you got sent home. Now it's no accountability. They lock the jail down when they want you, turn the lights out when they want you, they feed you when they want you. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, hey, at the end of the day.
That's the question I got. Pike, when it was the COVID and shit, how long did it take y'all to get off of lockdown status? Because Nori, y'all still was on double tier status, but how long it took y'all to get off the COVID status and the jail unlocked down, Pike?
Now COVID status ain't get released until August 2023. That was May 2023.
They technically still. Yeah, technically they still current it down there in JCI. It is cool. They still giving you the video calls at 15 minutes. And then they got this thing where as though, you know how back in the day, if you had a visit on that day and your people's on your list, they can just come up. Now they want you to call them and get a reservation. They want your people information, your social security, your emails. Don't nobody be trying to do all that, man. Because y'all not legal. Y'all citizens just like us. You know what I'm saying? So if I give you my information, who's to say you're not gonna use my shit to purchase something? You feel what I'm saying? Come on, bro. They make it real difficult for people to come in there and visit the peoples, man. They make it real difficult. That's what they try to do. You know what I'm saying? Create situations where they can lock the jail down so they ain't gotta do
nothing. Yeah. Man. And all right, and y'all can freelance. Anything you want to get through to the people, man. Y'all go ahead, take y'all time and you know, inform the youth. What could you say to the youth so they won't follow in our footsteps? That's for the you know, because we out here. We got different groups. I just came from a group tonight. That's why I came on late. I came from Uncommon Dialogue. This was a Hollywood group from Lexington Terrace. It was down. I don't know if y'all remember the old Francis Inwood, or it was Harbor Park.
Yeah, the old Francis Inwood school. Yeah, talking about the school. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so we had a group down there tonight. It's an older group, where as though it got teenagers to older men that want to get some help of you know, this venting, so you can have so you won't have a fucked up frame of mind. This is what this group is about. Then we got the Hill group up the racetrack called Preakness Way. It's a Hill group, and it's for women and females. It's co-ed. So that is real informative. You could get logged in with different prominent people. We got stuff where those signed up where you could get jobs, and you gonna meet plugs, and to help you stay out of jail and stay on the right and narrow path. So it's different groups. Like Player came home, and he really diving into speaking engagements, whereas though he's helping the youth mentoring program. And it's like each one teach one and stuff like that. He's doing a pretty good job of giving back and giving back to the community. So, Noreen, what could you say to the youth so they won't follow in our footsteps? You did 33 years, and we know how when the people came into the worst jail, the dangerous jail was the cut. I might. It was hand to hand too out back, but the cut is what we call a cut for a reason.
Actually, the worst
What could
jail
you
was
do?
the annex. Actually, the worst jail was the annex. Remember, they called that the killing fields. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I mean, for the youth, man, I just want to say that, I mean, yes, I did 33 years. I ain't glorified or nothing, but at the end of the day, I went in as a little boy for real. I thought I knew everything. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was the slickest dude. I was the biggest dude. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that, you know, I knew everything, but I squandered a high school football career that could have led me to the NFL. And, you know, I got family members mad to me to this day about that. But what I want to say to the youth is they always trying to say the youth don't understand, the youth don't understand, the youth don't understand. That's bullshit. They understand. It's that we're not trying to hear what they say. You think what I'm saying? We're not trying to listen to them. You got to listen. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit in State House or you can't sit in the mayor's office and talk about what the youth need and what the youth want if you ain't co-mangling with the youth. You think what I'm saying? Like I was a mentor in the MCIJ. You know what I'm saying? Youth challenge in front of a friend. I know what the youth wanted because we talk to them, we engage with them. You know what I'm saying? We listen to them, their ideas, and we help them get their voice out there. So it's not that the youth don't have anything. You know, we not listening to them. You know what I'm saying? We not listening to them. We trying to put a Band-Aid over a situation that you can't do that. You need this youth voice. You need to sit down and listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, what do you need to be successful? A lot of them say education because the Baltimore City public school system is some trash. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No matter how they try to say it's some trash. You know what I'm saying? You need a better educational system. And then you need some type of vocational and academic scholarships set up for these people for these youth to have some type of future. It shouldn't be if you play sports that you can get a scholarship. What about those that are smart in math or science? You know what I'm saying? So you need to restructure the system that's broke, that's not taking care of our children. With that, you got people that's paying taxes, and the teachers, you got some that's trying to do what they got to do to help the youth, but they're not getting the right equipment. They're not getting the right pay. So the system is broke. Fix the system. Fix the system and listen to the kids, man. That's how you at least attempt to try to solve what's going on with the youth today. Fix the system and listen to the kids, man.
Yeah, Pike, you was a mentor. You was a big major figure in the state prison. I don't know what you was in the feds, but you engaged into all the different youth. And then by you engaging with all the youth, you got targeted because they wanted you to talk to certain individuals that was hard-headed and rebellious. So how can you still wean out the knuckleheads to try to reach someone?
I mean, it's about grabbing them. Like a lot of people don't want to deal with them. When you grab them, you can lead them in whatever direction you want to lead them in. Because one thing about the youth, man, see, the youth today is different from the youth when I was working with them. The youth today, they get guided like, man, they be pulling a lot of men off the streets. The government target the men, the police target the men. So once they pull all the real men off the streets, they're liable to run loose with all the cowards, man. And the cowards then got a hold of them so bad. It's like, I would show them that I'm willing to do what I want them to do. You feel what I'm saying? I lead by example. These dudes not leading by example. And all the youth they're looking for is love, man. They looking for love. They looking for love, but they be getting manipulated with fashion, money, and fake love. They getting tricked. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that was the whole plan, though. That was the whole plan to pull them in off the street. So when they pull them in off the street, oh, I got a call coming in. Oh.
Chloe B, thank y'all for joining us. Big Freaky, thank you for coming in. We on Goons Talk tonight, y'all. We on YouTube. We live and direct. I have a federal person that's still he's transitioning back into society. I got a state prisoner that's back into society, and we trying to inform them of the outside world, and they informing us what's going on in the prison system right now, that our people is not getting treated fairly. I didn't know our people was getting treated badly in the federal prison. From my standpoint, I always thought when you go to the prison, you're going to be straight, because they have to take care of you, because they is major people, is white collar people in that bitch that embezzle so much, and they going to cater to them. They're going to cater to the celebrities. They're going to cater to the motherfucker, the mafia, whatever the top of the gang leaders, whatever. I'm thinking they're going to make sure that they are taking care of these people, so it won't go haywire amongst to the state. The state, from our standpoint, from me doing all my time in the state, man, I just know I'm glad to be the fuck out of there. God damn, I'm happy as a mother. I know it's a goddamn burden on you. Got responsibilities out here, man, but responsibilities is, you got to deal with it. You can deal with it. That shit and that $30 a month in jail, and they tell you when the fuck to lock in, and you got to tuck your head between your nails, because you got these young fucking 18. Oh, this made it to be a CO correction. And they tell you what the fuck to do. They could be your child, and they tell you when the fuck to lock in. I said lock in, Papa. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you got the one. Then you got the ones you can't even understand because you're not from that country.
Oh,
yeah, they the worst one. They the worst one.
Like, yo, I don't understand what you be saying, bro. Like, how you gonna get mad at me because I'm trying to tell you how to speak? You've been in America 20 years. You still don't know how to speak. What the fuck?
Yeah, and they still telling you lock in, and giving you no respect. So
yeah,
yeah. We know you always rebellious with the COs, boy. That's what you known for. So Nori, we already know you push back. You push back even if you ain't gotta push back. You pushing back. So how did being like a vigilante when it comes to COs?
Who you talking to?
Hello? You.
You talking to me?
Yeah. History speaks for itself.
I'm saying, man, like when I came in, I was young. I came in at 19, so I really didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was rebellious. So it took me a long time to really get my groove and really say, enough is enough, right? And my spirituality had a lot to do with it, because by me being, I found Islam, you know what I'm saying, and it helped me become more peaceful. It helped me deal with a lot of stuff. And then I had a good support system. My mother, been sticking with me since day one. My sister, what I'm saying, my brother and everybody, I had a good support system. So it allowed me to hone in my skills and basically like say, you know what? I don't want to be like Jim Brown or the guy over there who got 80 years and about to die in prison. I always said that I want to get out of prison. What's crazy is that I started in the penitentiary, then moved down to the annex. Then, long story short, I wound up coming back to the annex at the 20-something odd years. I had a dream that I was going to leave prison from the annex. So when they sent me out in 01, I didn't ever think about it. When I came back at 18, I said, you know what? inshallah, I'm gonna leave from this jail, and lo and behold, on the 30th of November, of the 30th of September. You know what I'm saying? I mean October. I got out of there. I walked out of there. You know what I mean? So by the mercy of Allah. So I'm just saying, like, it's not glorified to be in prison. It's not. You know what I'm saying? I came in with a volatile attitude. It was an era where it was dangerous. Prison's not like how it used to be, but it's still nowhere for nobody to be. Not your loved ones, not your worst enemy. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. So basically, I'm saying is, yeah, I had a reputation of being rebellious, but I had to change. I had to adapt to my situation. I had to adapt to my environment, and I had to do better. So I had to better myself, because now that I'm back in society, I can't be how I used to be, because now I got time over my head. So if I make a mistake, I'm going back. And then I got other people who depend on me. So, you know, I had to get myself together. I had to grow up, basically. I had to grow up.
I hear you. Pipe. I had to think. I just came. I'm still learning. I had to learn. I just ran into a situation. I don't bring it up too much, but I'm gonna speak on. No, really know what I'm talking about. I ran into somebody that I haven't seen since at least about 15 years or something like that, right? And I ran into him, and we home free, and I still got the mentality of like, nigga, you crossed me, you left me for dead, right? And I'm like, it could have went sideways because my adrenaline, the natural instincts kicked in, like, and I wasn't thinking that it could have went haywire. Nigga could have plucked me or something, felt like he was disrespected, but it was this me of being the manly me of the aggression of me seeing how I was in the system. And it kicked in, and I was out of order. I was out of order as a man because I should know better. And I know how to maneuver, but it just kicked in. That's what I wanted to say. How can you think you're going to maneuver out here if you come into some hurdles?
Well, it's like, see, I be avoiding, like, I just move how I move. Because I don't know how, I can be honest with you, man. I don't know how I'm going to react if I run across somebody that something happened with. I don't know how I'm going to react. I can't say, oh, I'm going to turn and walk away, or I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being completely honest. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to make me feel in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's when you gotta. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize I was going to react like that. But after the fact, when you sit back and it's like, damn, man, what if it would have went haywire? Then I've been back. All this shit I've been out here doing, struggling the grind and what I'm going through, I done fucked it up for an image that is not worthy out here for what I'm doing.
But in certain situations, Blunt, you be in survival mode and defensive mode, like you don't know how the next person gonna carry you running into them. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't really know what's on a person's mind. So I just try to avoid it. Like I ain't trying to bump into nobody that I feel as though it's going to bring up something. And if I bump into them, to be honest, I'm bumping into them on purpose. Because the way I move, I ain't bumping into nobody.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm avoiding all that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm dealing with my kids. That's what I be focused on. Taking care of my kids, man. But it's hard to say how a person will react to it. But look, because you know, no matter how old we get and no matter how much we change, percenters is always going to be in us, man. Like that it ain't going to go away, man, because of what we've been through, man. I think, love, you did years, we all did years. That shit trauma, man. Mm. That shit trauma.
Yeah,
like, people don't understand, absolutely. Like, man, we saying we got knowledge, but we went through mental health shit for real. Like you got people in society say mental health problems, man. They ain't seen mental health before they go behind that door, man. That door, you got to be a strong person that survived. You got to think, look, we seen people kill themselves in there that couldn't handle it. Like you got like still gonna be like I spent more of my life in prison than I spent on the streets. So it's always gonna be alert and always on point. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's just stuff that the natural people walk around in the world that never been through what we've been through. They not gonna have the same type of awareness, the same type of reaction. Prison did that to us, man. That shit slavery, man.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
shit modern day slavery, yo. It takes a toll on your health, on your mental health, man, because we regular people and the way we got treated like animals, man. Like, yo, we really was in dog kennels. We really had cells. That was our. Then we got let in the yard, a bigger kennel. Like, you gotta think how we was treated. Like, we was treated like animals, yo. We was treated like dogs. They let us in them. They lock us in the cell. That cell room. You gotta think that's the dog cage. They take us out that cage, put us in a rec hall. That's a more bigger cage. We go to the yard. That's for all the dogs to come out. Like they really treated us like animals, man. Like that shit. Like, yeah, that shit is what nothing but a. You gotta look how they house animals. You gotta look how they house any type of animals before they slaughter them. They put them in boxes. Then they put them all together in one big box. Like that's how they house us, man.
What you think, Noreen? How you?
I mean, he absolutely right because at the end of the day, I got PTSD. I'm gonna keep it 100. I didn't go over to no overseas or Iraq, Israel, Afghanistan. I was in the Maryland Division of Corrections. You know what I'm saying? I got PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some shit that'll fuck a nigga head up. I done seen some shit that if you lived it, you'd be like, what the hell? And you wouldn't even believe. If I was to tell you what I seen, you wouldn't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? But on the same token, he's right. You got dogs that are treated better than us. When they get hot, they ain't bringing you no water around that motherfucker. They ain't putting you no AC. They ain't open up the door so you can at least get some air and shit like that. No. You stand in that cell, and it is what it is. When they want it, like summertime, they turn the power off. It's 90 plus. They turn the fucking power off. It's hot as shit in there. The dogs was outside. The dogs had water. They had the water hose. Where the fuck was we at? In the cell. You know what I'm saying? From 8 o'clock until whenever the fuck they wanted to turn it back on, yo. Did surge, yo, but didn't nobody, you know what I mean? People ain't know about that, though. They wanted to keep that hush-hush. You know what I'm saying? They was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Shut the power off during the summertime because they say they working on the grid. Come the fuck on, yo. Really? Really, though? You know what I'm saying? It's all a mental game, man.
Thank you.
They play with their lungs in there.
Tiff. Thank you for joining us. Tops. Yeah.
They play with their lungs in there. They play with your mentality, man. Like the brother said, if you're not strong, you ain't gonna survive, man. You're not. You're gonna kill yourself. You're gonna play in dookie. You're gonna go crazy. Man. They're gonna medicate you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you ain't gonna be the same when you come out. I need mental health help.
Hey, I'm ready to have to log off.
I'm getting ready to log. It's over. Look, man, I thank y'all for joining the Petty Ass Podcast, Goons Talk, giving our own narratives sincerely. I thank you for coming on, sharing your knowledge with us, Pipe. Man, any shout outs you want to go before you go? You could just go. Anybody want to shout out or anything?
Nobody shout out. Brother Antoine. Brother Antoine X in here.
Antoine X, we gonna get him on here one day, Pipe. One day he gonna show up. Every time I went to the service, I had my bow tie. I made sure I went there and see him spit all over the podium, and I was there with him. But he can't even come on one time, and I watched him spit all over the podium and tell me, "Look, get up here." Yes. That's my man, though. I
Hey,
got.
he say he got you. He gonna be ready for it.
All right. Thanks, Pike. Have a good day, man, and thank you for joining the Goons
Hey,
Talk.
Pipe, man, you hold on in there, brother. See you when you get out, man. Inshallah.
Ready, bro.
All right, Noreen, man. Anything you want to say, Noreen, to chop it off, because we get ready to get down, shorty.
I mean, basically, man, again, I want to thank Allah for giving me this opportunity and everybody who helped me through my transition. You know what I'm saying, my attorneys at the Innocence Project. Miss Amy, Miss Gottlieb, Miss Erica Suter, Brianna Ford, you know what I'm saying, all the people who had investment in it and me getting out. And also, man, to all the brothers who I left behind, who I ain't forgot, that's still in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out here. I'm gonna fight for you. That's why I'm getting on these podcasts to let this be known what's going on in there. Inshallah. And for all the brothers that's home, that's holding it down and making a difference, saying that, hey, you can let dudes out, they got a lot of time because we ain't going back. You know what I'm saying? Our recidivism rate is low. So I mean, I just want to give thanks to everybody, man. And hey, don't give up on the youth, man. Don't give up on the youth, man. The youth need us. And it's time for us to step up, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Big Nori. Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you dropping these jewels.
Bro. Anytime, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to my man, Reggie Curl, man. Without you, man, your memory not gonna die. I know this Goons Talk, you like to be petty, but this Goons Talk, and I'm gonna speak on your name on every platform because it's still under investigation, and we're not gonna let that go just like that. We're not gonna let it go just like that, man. Yeah, breaker 19, breaker 19. And I'm out, Nori. Thank y'all for joining on this Instagram. And I told y'all to come over to YouTube, subscribe and like. If you didn't, you missed a good segment, but you still could go back and look at this wonderful, informative segment of Goons Talk. This was real talk tonight, y'all. If you want to help your peoples in the federal prison and you want to help them in the state prison, go to YouTube. Petty ass.